Hey folks, Joshua here. Welcome back to Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, where we are trading these elven notes to Storyteller in exchange for helping him remember his past, his adventurous youth. We have 4 of these left. Last time it took 3 to get him to remember something. So we'll give him what we got and see what we learn. All right, after 3 more, the Storyteller clenches the pages you brought. His voice becomes a bit younger and more energetic. It's been 2 years since I started to serve the darkness. She found me in the ivory labyrinth, her gaze piercing through all my protective spells as if they had been cast by an untrained apprentice rather than the last Archmage of Kyonin. She is powerful and insidious, the perfect assassin. Her name is Nocticula. Apparently this is a demon lord? A succubus, I assume? Yeah, interesting stuff. Something about the Midnight Isles. I think there's a DLC for the Midnight Isles, but I don't think I purchased it. Or it didn't come with the game. Yeah, a rising power amongst the demons. She invited me to Alushinra, the city of demons in the depths of the abyss, the capital of the Midnight Isles. The Lady in Shadow highly values my ability to remain unnoticed. Kneeling before her throne, I listened to her praise and felt like a child being given a pat on the head for doing some simple chore for the first time. But this is no longer important. Now I serve a demon lord, for this is our agreement. She will help me decrypt the scribbles I copied in the ivory labyrinth. In return, I will serve as her court mage and spy for the next 17 years. Now, Alushinra is my home, and Nocticula is my lady in shadow. You trusted a demon lord? My lady in shadow has no reason to hide the truth from me. She does not care about my research. She offered to help me out of curiosity. I am something of a bizarre pet to her, both funny and useful. The Storyteller shakes his head. She offered me help, and I agreed. I must thank my lady for her generosity. 17 years of service for translating 17 phrases from Baphomet's labyrinth. A bargain. Tell me about your life in Alushinra. Of all the places in the abyss, Alushinra is the most civilized. My lady wants to make her capital the face of the abyss, a place travelers from other planes can visit without too much fear. I don't care. I'm here only to complete my service, get the promised reward, and return to Golarion. However, strange as it may be, Alushinra's demons treat me honorably. They hate me, sometimes growl at me, but they never attack. I prepared many spells and am ready to use them at any moment, but I've had no reason to yet. I have my own tower in the upper city, not far from my lady's palace. I've strengthened it with protective spells and set golems to guard it. I created a portal to Golarion at the top of the tower, one which only I can use. It will be my escape route if I need to flee urgently. I expect an attack every day, but it never happens. This might sound ridiculous and surprising, but I think the demons of Alushinra respect me. Please continue. The Storyteller stays silent for a short while, as if listening to something. I can't smell anything but sewage. I can hear some demons' snores or death rattles. Hidden by a cocoon of spells, I keep invisible watch in a dirty alley in Alushinra's lower city. 2 winged shadows sweep past overhead, and a terrible stone-splitting shriek rolls like a tide through the streets. But it can't hurt me. I know the ways of this city and have protected myself from Valexia's wild antics. My voluntary partner, a young half-elf named Kinney, sighs loudly and says yet again, "They're not coming." I shrug, just as I have done every time before. "I'm not keeping you." Kinney frowns and turns away in response. I sneak a look at my friend. His unruly locks fall over his face. Kitty carelessly sweeps them out of his eyes, thinking about something. I find myself enjoying his gentle movements and look away, embarrassed. Have a little more patience, my friend. Soon our goal will be here. I'm sure of it.
You mentioned Valexia? Tell me about her. The storyteller answers with reluctant admiration.
The maddest succubus of all those born in the abyss. Even my lady in shadow can't but smile upon hearing of the latest mayhem she stirred up just for fun. Surrounded by her 3 succubi friends known as the Sinners, she flies naked over the city, crushing buildings with her raging screams, grabbing poor passers-by, taking them up in the air and dashing them down onto the rocks, getting into raging fights with no rhyme or reason. Truly, Valexia is the bane of Alushinra, but also its wild heart.
I didn't expect to find out you had a partner. The storyteller's face lights up, and a timid smile appears on his lips.
I didn't expect it either. Kinney is from Golarion, just as I am. He is a thief and a former slave. He escaped from the Cyclopes of the Dying Empire. I met him before I left Golarion for the Abyss, in my old tower. A thief who sought not my life, but shelter, a place to spend the night, and protection from his former masters. My charms worked. Kitty couldn't get past the ground floor of the tower. That's where I found him, sitting on the floor, entangled in my trap's living vines. I freed the hapless thief. I wasn't angry at his intrusion. I was even glad to talk with this restless youth of the short-lived folk. I had no idea how much I had missed companionship. After that, Kitty often spent the night in my tower, partaking of my hospitality. Together, we lived through the terror of Earthfall, and when the time came, I took him with me to the Abyss. Recently, he has even helped me carry out some of my lady's tasks, those that give him the opportunity to make some money.
Does your partner know about your goal to save Golarion?
Oh, yes. We've discussed my plan many times, sitting at the top of the tower, nursing goblets of warmed wine. Kitty shares my love for our dear Golarion, and supports my desire to save its doomed civilizations.
The storyteller smiles warmly at the rush of memories.
My friend is not like me at all. He is young, hot-tempered, mischievous. He prefers to act first and deal with the consequences later. Perhaps this is why we get along so well. Opposites attract.
Please continue.
Finally, my patience is rewarded. I see a slouching demon in rags, so pathetic that even the demon guards of Alushinra would not lay a hand on him out of disgust. But my spell-enhanced vision can't be fooled. I see the incubus Zephyrian, the ruler of Alushinra, who answers only to the Lady in Shadow herself. Passing a step away from me, Zephyrian stumbles and falls into a puddle of sewage, rousing disdainful chuckles from the few witnesses. But I won't be fooled by this game. Instead, I concentrate, becoming even more focused. My lord, I've discovered this crystal of unknown power on one of the Midnight Isles. Have a look. A hand holding a heart-sized crystal, burning with purple flame, emerges from under the rags. The incubus's hand is shaking, the skin on his palm slightly smoldering from touching the crystal. The demon's reflection in the puddle of sewage ripples and changes. I don't hear Zephorian talking to his mysterious lord. The incubus hides the purple crystal back under the rags. As you wish, my lord. No, Nocticula knows nothing about these crystals, I am sure. Of course, Lord Sokthbanoth. I wince. I have no desire to stand in the way of a demon lord.
The demon lord Sokoth Banath is the patron of sexual and other hedonistic gratification, seeing the world as his plaything, one that serves up the violence and destruction of which he is especially fond. Nocticula's brother.
I turn around. You see, Kinney, we were able to get evidence of Zephorian's treason. I was right. But my friend is nowhere to be seen.
Who is Sokoth Banath? The storyteller cringes.
A disgusting demon lord, champion of meanness, debauchery, perversions, and breaker of taboos. He is Nocticula's brother and former lover. Out of jealousy, he tried in vain to kill my lady, but he remained alive after the attempt. He's driven by fear, shame, and hatred towards his powerful sister.
Okay.
I'm standing at the top of my tower. There's a goblet of warmed wine in my hand. Nocticula was pleased with my raid. Oh, no, she won't kill Zephorian on the spot. My lady's punishments are much more sophisticated. Banishing, demotion, even transformation into the pathetic creature the incubus was masquerading as. Nocticula has a lot of choices. I don't care. I've done my part. I sip from my goblet and turn to my friend. Without saying a word, Kinney takes out a rag from under his shirt and shows me the purple crystal wrapped within. I chuckle. That's where my friend went at the end of the raid. Well, we are going to keep the crystal. I will study its properties in detail and find out if it will help us achieve our goal. Nocticula doesn't have to know that I have it. Let her look to Zephorian or her demon lord brother for it. I drink from the goblet again and look down. Alushinra lies at the bottom of the tower, like a faithful dog at the feet of its master. I earned respect here. Even the lady in shadow heeds my words. I feel a treacherous smile appear on my lips. Of course, when 17 years have passed, I will return to Golarion, but for now, I like my life here.
The storyteller is quiet for a long while, thinking about what he saw, then runs his hand over his face, tired.
I served a demon lord. And what's more, I liked it. I did not expect this from myself. I was completely different. Different thoughts, desires, motives. What made me change so much? I don't know.
The storyteller shakes his head ruefully. We found one more page that we can give him, but we're going to need, it looks like 2 more before we get more of the story. Unfortunately, I don't know that this has opened up any options for me in terms of quests or anything like that. It's certainly interesting, and we have more to go. I thought we had a bunch of items to show him. Yeah, I forgot about this. Examine the items I'm carrying. Okay. All right. A fragment of a ring appears in the old man's hand.
What a powerful item. This ring was created by an inquisitive and free mind. As a rule, such people either become geniuses and creators of a new era, or they meet tragic ends. What was the fate of the creator of this object? We can find out together. Get me 4 vials of magic essence and 2 bars of cold iron, and I will reforge this ring.
The old elf gently touches the crumpled metal of the gauntlets.
I sense the souls of the two who were bound to this relic. One was an animal, the other a man, but neither was the master of the other. They were brothers? A most intriguing tale. Do you want to hear it? If you bring me 1 vial of magic essence, 4 bars of cold iron, and 2 vials of demon blood, I can revive this relic and see it to its past.
The storyteller's fingers run over the piece of old cloak.
I sense power. This item belonged to someone truly powerful. It was created as a gift. It's so hazy. I would like to learn this story, but it would take much to revive such a mighty relic. If you can get 5 vials of magic essence, 2 bars of cold iron, 2 vials of demon blood, and 3 skins of magical creatures, I will try to restore it.
Okay. So the cloak sounds very powerful. I think we're missing the skins, probably. The broken gauntlets sound like an item for a ranger with an animal companion, which I guess technically we are. But we use Meadow more as a mount than a fighting companion. I'm not sure if we want that one. The ring sounds like it's for a wizard or a spellcaster. Apparently have we done this? We've shown Infineon. I can't remember if we've done this. Let's show Terendilev's scale to the storyteller. Tell me about Terendilev. The storyteller takes a deep breath and smiles.
I am flying. I can finally spread my wings. I'm gliding over a broad river. The sunset has turned its surface smooth like a mirror, and I see my reflection. It's as if another silver dragon is rising to meet me from the depths. But what is it? The scales on my chest are black, and the darkness is spreading over my body. I wake up. A clear sky sways above me, blazing with heat. I am in human form. The red dust of the wound clings to my cracked lips. Someone is carrying me on a stretcher made of shields and spears. I'm so weak I can barely lift my hand to my face. The sight of my own hand terrifies me. It is black, and the skin glistens like scales melted by fire. I probably ought to cry, but I only feel hatred and nausea. All these people around me. Out of sympathy for them did I choose to leave the mountains, to give up my flights over rivers. I went to the demon's lair. They don't have a scratch on them, but I am infected with foulness. It's not fair. My life is more precious than their pathetic existence. Oh, how I hate them in this moment. And then I suddenly feel shame. No, these are not my thoughts. The crusaders carrying me are my good friends. I am glad they did not suffer. But I hate them and myself so much. Pain and hatred pierce me all at once. It's all because of them. All because of them. Someone walking beside me touches me, talks to me. But the only thing I hear is, your mentor. He will come, he will help. And I lose consciousness.
The storyteller takes a deep breath, exiting the vision. Such hatred. From Terendilev? Wasn't she on our side?
Terendilev has come a long way. Her unit was ambushed by demons once, and she was infected with foulness. The Terendilev you met in Canabras had gone through many trials and regained her former purity.
What happened next? The storyteller puts his hand to his forehead.
Sometimes the past can be as vague as the future. We all know how Terendilev's story ended, but the beginning is hidden from us. Maybe if you find something else that used to belong to her, we'll know more about her struggle. However, no matter what we learn, remember, her soul, the soul of a true dragon, overcame every obstacle, endured every torment. She was able to purify herself. For dragons are truly powerful, not only in body, but in spirit too.
Okay. A little bit of history there. Looks like we also have the claw here. So we're going to, Storyteller's got a lot of stories to tell. Let's push through. Tell me Turendalev's story to the end. The storyteller hangs his head, looking sickly and tired.
How many times has the moon died and been reborn since I've been here? I have lost count. My friends brought me here. They said goodbye to me like always, but they looked at me like it was the last time they'd see me. Cowards! Insidious spawn! They were glad I was going to die. But I'll show them. Turendalev will live. A new Turendalev whose eyes are finally open. I hear the rustling of wings, and I emerge from the cave where I imprisoned myself. Who is it? A friend? An enemy? Sunbeams refract off his scales as he hovers before me, surrounded by a glowing halo. The gold dragon, Holoseliax. A part of me wants to fly to him, to make a circle of honor around him as any good student should. But the part of me that turned my scales black is ready to seize his gleaming throat. How dare he fly here, flaunting his purity and innocence? He wants to humiliate me, drag me through the mud. But I will show him. No, what am I thinking? My mentor has come all this way to save me. I know he would never abandon me. Someone called him to my aid. Moving heavily, I take flight to greet him. But my body, controlled by the foulness, straightens like an arrow. His vulnerable throat, so close, one strike. I will destroy you, Holoseliax.
Well, what happened next? Did Holoseliax survive?
I don't know. But I know the place where Turendalev was believed to have sought refuge for her tarnished soul. I saw Sarkorian ruins, a wide branching tree next to them. Perhaps there will be something there that will shed some light on the fate of mentor and student. Something that could tell us how Turendalev's strength of spirit helped her to ultimately overcome the foulness within her.
I know she's dead, and this is a strange question, but can you say anything about Turendalev's future? The storyteller frowns.
It's so strange that you should ask. We all know what happened to Turendalev, but sometimes it seems I hear her voice in the visions. Her voice full of pain and despair, as if she's in the darkness which she cannot escape. I cannot solve the mystery of this vision, but it worries me.
Thank you for this story, storyteller.
And thank you, Orlin.
All right, Turendalev's lair has been revealed. I'm not sure we have the materials for both of these and the cloak, but I'd rather not wait since we're here. I think we'll look at the gauntlet first, and then if we can also do the ring, we'll do the ring. The metal in the elf's hand takes the shape of armor plates. The demon blood sizzles on them like on a red-hot grill, and the essence is absorbed, leaving behind a grayish residue.
This relic is called the Stern Hand. That was the name given to it by its owner, a Sarkorian witch hunter. The two gloves represent the bond between two beings. People who wear such relics do not live for themselves, but die for others.
Okay, so we picked up the Stern Hand here. We can also do the ring. The storyteller sets the ring fragment and the bars of metal over his palm. He clenches his fist, crumpling the metal like paper, and pours essence from the vials over it. You feel terrible heat rising from the elf's hand. When he opens his fingers, you see a beautiful ring.
A remarkable object, this. It was created by a talented spellcaster and is able to summon beings from other planes, as if the boundaries set by Pharasma do not exist for it. It is a powerful and dangerous item, but it was created by an honorable person. That is probably why it was not used at the crucial hour.
There is quiet sadness in Storyteller's voice, and we pick up the Ring of Summons. Okay, we have to go. A lot. What are we at? 25 minutes? 25 minutes of stories? That's a lot, but let's take a look at what we picked up here. So the ring of summons here, this ring grants the wearer an ability to summon either axiomites or soul eaters, randomly selected once per day, as if they were summoned by a Summon Monster 8 spell, caster level 15 DC 22. All allies, including the wearer, within 30 feet, gain a +2 bonus to weapon damage rolls, and a +2 bonus on saving throws against attacks made or effects created by chaotic creatures. That kind of sounds amazing. Darren, what rings are you wearing? You're wearing Steady Finger, a Ring of Protection +2 that also grants a +3 competence bonus on touch attack rolls, and the Ring of the Procrastinator. Becomes staggered for the first round of every combat. For the same round, he gains resistance 15 against all elements, spell resistance 25, 10 DR, immunity to critical hits. So this, all right, so we have him wearing this because he's already staggered, and now with his boots, he's not staggered. So like these things it cancels out the negative here. And the first round of combat, getting resistance to all elements, a boost to spell resistance, and 10 damage reduction is pretty nice, as well as immunity to crits. But he's never getting hit in the first round of combat. Our melee units are. So like, I can't really give this to someone else unless I also give them the boots. And it's only that first round of combat. It's a very nice ring, but I don't think it's that great compared to the Ring of Summons here lets him do something kind of amazing. Let's give him the Ring of Summons. I don't think we can give this to anyone right now. It's just not good enough. And then we picked up these new gauntlets, the Stern Hand. What is this about? These spiked gauntlets grant the wearer's animal companion, as well as Azada's dragon or Lich's skeletal champion, a +6 bonus to strength ability score. At the beginning of the battle, the creature must pass a will saving throw of DC 17 or start attacking party members. If the initial saving throw has failed, the creature can make new saving throws each round to stop the effect. Okay, that's rough. A +6 bonus to strength ability score is pretty nice, though. That's 3 to attack and damage for Ivu and Meadow. What do their will saves look like here? +15 for Ivu, +9 for Meadow. So Meadow would need to roll 8 or better every battle or start attacking party members. That's too bad. Do we have any way to buff that? Will saves are wisdom, right? So if I gave her a like fantastic wisdom hat, do we have something like that? If I could get her like a +4 to wisdom, this goes up to what, 11? And she has to roll 6 or better? And maybe I could, I don't know, can I get her a feat or a buff or something? I don't know if we can actually wear these. I mean, that's like 40% of the time. Meadow goes nuts and starts attacking the party members. And then also, if I'm mounted and she's attacking party members, that takes Orlin out of the fight as well. Like, this seems great. I think we hold on to this and maybe later we might wear this. If we can figure out a way to get this a little bit higher. Like, +15 I can live with. That means she just has to roll a 2 or better. I suppose maybe there's some sort of buff we could put on her to buff it, or a feat we could get her or something. Yeah, I think at the next level at 13, we might be able to buff her her will saves, and I might be able to get her a higher wisdom score with some gear, potentially. You have some level 6 spells, right? Heal, Owl's Wisdom, Cure Moderate Wounds. Heal's the only one we'd really cast to get, and what I think you need the Strength Belt anyway. Giant Strength, Mighty Constitution, Charisma, Intelligence. Anything that helps out with will saving throws? I mean, we have a Cloak of Resistance +4. That's already factored in. Her class bonus is 4, wisdom is 1. So yeah, there we would need to buff Meadow's wisdom saving throw somehow, or will saving throw somehow, before we could use those gauntlets. I'll hang on to them because that is very powerful. But I don't think I can afford to have Meadow going off book at the start of every battle, or 40% of my battles. Okay. Well, at least we got the ring for Darren there. He can now do a summon once a day. That's sort of cool. How long do we have on some of this stuff? Yeah, we need to get back to... Okay, there's a bunch of stuff we need to do. The Dragon's Fate, we have to go to Tyrannolev's Lair. That's new. The Hell Knight Outpost, we need to do. Restoring the Ancient Cloak, we need some more stuff. We need to find more Storyteller pages. And then I believe we were invited to return to Chili Creek. We have to find the Bladesmith. We have to go to Neathholm with Wendowog. Yeah. The Outpost. Didn't we get invited to return to Chili Creek? I feel like we did. Okay, we got a bunch of stuff we could do. So let's start making moves. Let's start heading around the map and figuring out what we're going to do. That was a lot of lore dumped there about Storyteller's past, about some of the items and the relics and whatnot. I like those gloves. I can't. Not until you've got a higher wisdom or will save. I don't think we can wear that. It's great for Ivo. Terrible for Meadow. All right, let's head out into the world. Yes, and we're taking Arushale back with us. She's back in the party. So first thing we'll do is head to Commander's Court, get our resting bonus there, and then I think we'll go to Chili Creek and then figure out where to go after that. Before I forget about Chili Creek, because it's not on my journal, and I don't want to forget about it. Where are we? We're still on the 4th? Right, up to the Flying Island we go. Strongrung, you're in luck. I was about to take you to the commander, but Orlin's already here. Orlin, you have a very special guest. Aranka looks at the Oread standing next to her with admiration. She's obviously marveling at the stoic and rugged face of the majestic giant. Allow me to introduce you to Strongrung, the Oread people's emissary. The Oread bows with unexpected grace, his body making a low grinding noise. Esteemed Orlin, I am honored to speak on behalf of all Oreads. The Oread elders and sages learned of a champion, bringing life back to the defiled and corrupted territories of the north. Our leaders secluded themselves in meditation, later holding council. Such massive gatherings are uncommon for our people,
They only happen because of important reasons. The Oreads have decreed that we ought to help you. We are the children of this earth, and you are its champion. So, we should join our forces and fight together. But then the sages from Jalmare began to argue with the enlightened priests of Osirian over who is more worthy to lead the united army. My impulsive brethren from Janderhof presumed to do it themselves, gravely offending both other parties in the process. The disagreement was fierce. In the end, the Oreads decide it falls to you to decide who you wish to see as your allies. Okay, I'm not super familiar with the Oreads in Pathfinder lore. Jalmare is a large island in the Obari Ocean off the coast of Next. Being the inner sea's only link to the legendary kingdoms of the Impossible, Jalmare have a unique mystique. The religions that dominate Jalmare are also unique. While Irori has many worshippers across the region, his religion is at its strongest on the island, along with the worship of the 1,000 other deities of Vudra. The inhabitants of Jalmare include an unusually high number of monks. The prowess of their martial artists is renowned across the continents, and the 3 houses of perfection are the most sought-after monasteries of the Inner Sea region. So I do know a little bit about the god Irori. I believe he is the god of self-improvement and perfection. I think he's a mortal who polished his skills so high that he ascended to godhood. I'm not 100% on that, but I know he's all about like self-improvement, challenge yourself, get stronger, get better, in a way that sometimes ignores ethics, I think. He's generally a good guy, god, but a little bit self-centered and like obsessed with this idea of like perfection and getting stronger. As for Osirian, one of the first civilizations to rise in the wake of Earthfall, Osirian is also one of the greatest empires in the history of Golarion, a nation of great knowledge, wealth, and power. This ancient land harbors pyramids, mummies, terrible curses, and endless sand, as well as a culture steeped in proud traditions, devout respect for the gods, dedication to communal service, and unswerving devotion to its rulers. Osirian today is just emerging from millennia of Kelishite rule and regaining the legacy of the pharaohs supplanted by these foreign oppressors. Okay. So this guy is saying the Oreads, I guess these are like kind of like Earth Genasi or crystal people. I'm not 100% on that either. But the Oreads decree that we should help you, but the sages from Jalmare argued with the priests of Osirian, and then the people from Janderhof presumed to do it themselves. So all 3 of them are arguing about who's going to fight with us. Tell me more about your people. Strongrung offers you a respectful nod. Many of us live on the island of Jalmare. My brethren dwell in highland monasteries, where they study the wisdom of Irori and Nethys, achieve enlightenment, and become great contemplators of existence. But those who anger us risk finding out why everyone is afraid of the Oread's fury. So Irori, master of masters, the enlightened one, the perfect human, the god of enlightenment, self-perfection, knowledge, healing, and inner strength. Yes. And then Nethys, the all-seeing eye, is a Garundi god who holds knowledge and magic above all things. This is the guy with 2 faces, I think? Yeah. He gained enough power to witness all things, and this both fueled his divinity and shattered his mind. He's the god of magic, torn between destroying the world with one hand and saving it with the other. Okay. Another large settlement of my people is located in Osirian. They are born from Kamsin sandstorms, majestic and terrifying tempests that can bury a city in a single night. The Kamsin are caused by fierce spiritual battles between elementals. The Oreads of that land possess a far starker and cruel wisdom than Jalmare monks. They worship Osirian gods and are powerful defenders of their homeland. The nearest large settlement is located in Janderhof, Verisia's largest dwarven city. I hail from there. The Oreads of Janderhof are closely bound to the dwarves. We have adopted many of their crafts and customs, their traditions. Amongst our kinsmen, we are considered to be hasty and adventurous. What a surprise!
There are people in this world who believe associating with dwarves can turn you into a rash adventurer. Huh. Can't the wise ones agree? The Oread hesitates before answering. Our people do business slightly less hastily than other mortals. We live and think in a different rhythm, more solid, more deliberate. In your world, this argument would be little more than a squabble between old friends, inevitably resolved and quickly forgotten. But I fear time is too precious for you to wait for our reconciliation. It's always sad to see how freedom of thought can lead to divisions. Of course, we're not going to condemn foreign traditions and other people's ways of life, but we regret not being able to receive all the help that the Oreads could provide us because of a temporary quarrel. So the Oreads of Jalmray are monks. The reinforcements from Osirian are priests. And the aid from Jandaroth are like crafters and adventurers. Aranka, early sunset, what do you advise? I have never seen a real Oread monk from Jalmray. There's so many fantastic stories about them. Of course we should ask them for help. So I can get to, never mind. What I'm trying to say is that they'll surely come in handy. I consider any help valuable and would like to pay my respects to any Oread willing to aid us. Having said that, I feel that the Oreads of Janderhof, who live next to the dwarves, would feel closer to the Crusaders and be easier for them to understand than the other members of this people. We have already assembled plenty of diverse volunteers who seek to defend Golarion. Perhaps we shouldn't push our luck by continuing to invite ever-increasingly exotic allies. Dude, are you from Elysium or not? What is your deal, Early Sunset? You're like, yeah, all these weird freaks, I don't like them. Let's stick with like conservative stuff. Let's stick with people who all look like us and think the same way. All this free speech, all this free speech and free thought, it's a big problem. Like, what is your deal, bro? You do not seem like the real thing. Like, I feel like if he's really from Elysium, he should be encouraging me to embrace my chaotic Azada nature. And he's like, yeah. Is this like a spy? Is this someone who's not like, he just showed up and said, I'm from Elysium, and we took him at his word, but like, is that real? Okay. I'm leaning towards the monks just because they're cool, but the rule of cool is less important to Orlin than the rule of effectiveness and pragmatism. So let's take a look at the choice effects here. So Students of the Stone is a mercenary unit, a slow but tenacious fighting monk. 9 of these are recruited to the commander's headquarters. Okay. What? 441 hit points. But they're so slow they can't do anything. Like a decent attack. Yeah, these are a slow tank unit. I don't need any more slow tank units. What about the priests of Osirian? The Sand Clerics. Spellcasters capable of inflicting curses. 6 Sand Clerics recruited at the commander's headquarters. Okay, 299 hit points is not bad. 24 AC and 3 damage reduction. Not bad at all. Again, they are also slow, but if they have a ranged attack or some kind of curse, that'd be great. Mediocre attack, but Stone Skin, I can give a friendly unit DR5. I don't know if I'd ever use that. Curse of the Black Sands. A target enemy within touch range receives a -2 penalty to speed, a -3 penalty to attack, -5 penalty to initiative, and a -3 penalty to reflex saving throws. For 3 rounds, also receives physical damage. Doesn't affect flying units or units with the ability to teleport. That's okay. They're not very fast, so they'd have to plod forward before they could touch them with this curse. What about the Pharaoh's Curse? Also touch range, -3 penalty to DR for 5 rounds. Honestly, these aren't that great. What about the Janderhof people? Stone Infantry, strong and aggressive fighters. That sounds better. 185 hit points, 17 AC. Again, with the slow speed and the damage reduction, energy resistance to acid. 25 to hit, 36 damage. That's more like it, even if they're slow AF. They have shield wall and a stunning attack. The unit's attack stun the target for 1 round. Well, they're all slow, which I don't love. But I think even though early sunset's kind of weird, I'm gonna receive aid from Janderhoff. Strongrung bows in a gallant manner. I will pass along your words to the elders. Your chosen army will immediately move out. You don't have to worry about them arriving late. We may be slow to decide, but once we've made a decision, we tarry not. Great. Okay. So another stack of 6 units or whatever. Hopefully we can figure out a way to improve our ability to recruit these guys. Okay, I don't think there's much else to do. Other than rest and head out. I don't know why all of these people have to come here to read this. Yeah, we've seen that before. All right. Yeah, I guess we come down here and get our rest on. That's fine. And then we'll head to Chili Creek and do something with our new stone fighters, I guess. I'm gonna need so many like temporary armies. Ugh. All right. I don't think I want to build a snack on this right now. We don't really need any of this, but yeah, we just need to rest.
Now the whole fortress is ours. A huge fortress, big as a city. Now the people of Galarian will bow down before us.
Oh, look. Isn't she sweet when she's happy?
Okay. What's happening now? Nothing. Okay. Let's get ready to head out here.
No reason to pause.
Yes?
Okay. There's Owl's Wisdom, and we're ready to go. Okay, off to Chili Creek. We did crack over to the next day. Here are our stone infantry. Put you guys together. Now let's see. Did I need to do anything? I don't think there was anything I was waiting for on the... There's the Hell Knights outpost. I don't think those guys are moving. Yeah, I don't think there's anything we super need to do with the armies right now. They don't need to move right now. I was considering picking up these Houndmasters because I like the idea of summons, but I think they'll show up again, I'm sure. I think we'll hold off on that. The question is, do I want to get a third general going? This is important, actually. Yeah, all the armies have larger sizes now. So I do need to go back here and get more reinforcements. Back to Dresden. Okay. So who do I want to add to this army, right? We've got some clerics. We've got the ranged bellflower fighters. We've got 17 of them. The headhunters are javelineers. 44 hit points, 13 AC. 47 hit points, 13 AC. Yeah, ranged units are just not great. These guys die super fast too, the champions. Like, these guys are all so weak. I could potentially bring these Yama Azadas. I can't remember. Yeah, they have some stuff. They have cure moderate wounds. They have dispel. They have flight. They have decent hit points and AC. But they're slow? These guys can move. These guys have speed 5 and can move 2 units. Or 2 squares. I don't know exactly how speed correlates. I think we wait until we can build up that stack. I could take another ranged unit here. 17 is pretty low. They could get, like, deleted. Don't want the stone infantry. 185 hit points with DR. Like, there's only 6 of them, though. This is the problem, right? Like, I just have such small units that, like, it almost doesn't... It's just such a risk to put them in any kind of fight. The spearmen might survive longer, I guess. What's strong spears? Bonus against large units. These guys are just like, they're glass cannons. So 42-14 is okay. Maybe another range. Maybe I just bring a ranged unit, right? The headhunters have the javelin stuff. They counterattack. I don't want them to get hit, though. There's only 17 of them. I mean, maybe I should bring the clerics. These guys are a little bit more survivable. They have 97 hit points and 17 AC. I just wish I had more stacks. I wish I had more of these units. Like, because if they get hurt, I can heal them. But if they get jibbed, they're just gone, and they suck up all of the hospital space. I think the best play is to bring... I guess the best play is to bring my clerics. They're much more survivable. They can heal. They're not going to do any damage. I mean, I guess they can smite. Can I make them a frontline unit to just soak up damage and then heal themselves? Maybe. They're so slow, I need to put them in the front line just to have them be able to do anything. I guess they're protected by the cavalry. That's really all I can think to do. I can't put a unit of 17 guys in that can just get jibbed and deleted. I gotta wait and be patient and build up my stacks here. That's Nisa. And then the snipers here. If we have to move out with them, we got to protect them as best we can. So, like, another backline ranger. These guys are theoretically pretty tanky. I guess that's fine. If they have to move, they have to move. And then we've got irregulars as well. I think on the 6th or the 7th, maybe, we're going to get another round of recruits. We might find out about these church guards. I guess they come in behind people and give them a plus, like, use this Aura of Onslaught. And they can dispel magic, which might be good. Like, so, like, if a Dretch casts a poison cloud, spells all positive effects from the target enemy unit or all negative effects from the target allied unit. So that's not really an area thing like the poison cloud. It's if they get cursed or something. And then we get 12 hedge knights and 30 marksmen per week, which is good. I might need another general just to get them started training. I also need to be building, like, buildings and stuff. Woof. Let's look at, yeah, I think, well, I don't think we need a general right now. I think that's overkill. I do need recruits, but I also need buildings. So let's take a quick peek at the crusade here. Faultless Daybreak is done. Priests of Sarenrae, immersed in meditation, have received a sign from the goddess. The message was mysterious and unclear, but the priests agree on one thing. The time of the faultless daybreak has passed. The advocates of peace among them claim that this is the hour of the triumphant noontide, yet their belligerent opponents believe in the advent of the sanguineous sundown. All right, we have a choice here. Triumphant Noontide, medium armor with +3, allows the wearer 3 times a day to raise a deceased ally for 2d3 rounds. However, after this, the ally dies again. Well, I don't love that. Sanguineous Sundown. Whenever the enemy confirms a critical hit against the wielder of this +3 mithril scale mail, every enemy in a 30-foot area must pass a fortitude saving throw of DC 20 or become blinded for 1d4 rounds and suffer 46 positive energy damage. Successful saving throw negates blindness and halves the damage. I love that much better. That is much better. We're going to summon the Sanguineous Sundown. The goddess Patience has run out. She's now willing to bring down her wrath on her dark enemies. Her power will smite the impure as it once scourged Rovagug. The sun will drive away the darkness and incinerate its minions in this last bloody sunset. Okay, I think that's for Wenduog, but we'll check. Let's see. Now, for 2,000 finance, we can get 15 hedge knights and 30 headhunters. Yes. I think this is the one we want to do right now. That costs 7 days. That's diplomacy and 2 grand. What else have we got here? For leadership in 35, we can get some cultists. I don't think we want to do that right now. Then we've got the fate of stuff. Works on relics. Got 2 more outpost upgrades we could do if we wanted, but I don't think it's time for that. Lots of fates. This is not repeatable. It takes 7 days of diplomacy. I think I want to do this. Yeah, I want that to be going. And then this just gives us morale. I don't want to do that. And then I think we don't have money for the other stuff now. Okay. What about building? We built the... No, we're still working on the Spellcaster's Lodge here. Okay. I don't know what these numbers mean, unless it's the number of recruits. Might be. Should try and remember this. 18, 10, 10. I guess that's what we're doing today. Let's get back to the party. And we need to go head out to Chili Creek, which is over here. It is a long travel. We could teleport to Villareth Ford, however. So there's a potential to go like somewhere else. What is the cooldown on this? Recovers in 11 hours. Is there somewhere else we could travel and then teleport? I guess we could go do the Hell Knight outpost here. That's feasible. All right, let's do that. See if we pick up a random encounter here. Nope. Okay. We crossed over. Hold on. What happened here? What? Oh, we were on the 4th and now we're on the 5th. Okay, so now, all right, so now I have more recruiting to do. All right, so good news is we got more Bellflower Fighters. We can build that stack. We have Barbarians that I don't think I want, and Axe Hunters. These guys are ranged? Fuck. No Church Guards. So I guess we have to build shrines or something first, or... No, we actually haven't finished building the spellcasting thing. Right, okay. Because there was 2 days left on it. I guess I should start building stacks of Axe Hunters. I do like... You know what? Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. Let's take a look at these guys. 100 hit points. I like that. Very slow, but they're a ranged unit. 19 to hit, 2 attacks, 18 to 23 damage, and then all-out attack. The unit unleashes a reckless attack on its foes. This turn, the damage this unit deals with its attacks is doubled. After that, -4 penalty. Great opener. I do like that a lot. I have limited funds, however. So what do we got? We got some headhunters. We've got some bellflower fighters. We've got some bandits. These are all ranged units. Then we got some frontline fighters here. And then the question is, like, I also need... I could use some more rangers. It's another ranged unit. I need to keep building my Yamazadas. I've got 1 sorcerer from that stack that got obliterated, 2 paladins. Like, probably I send these guys back to retraining and figure out how that works, because I don't really know right now. And we chose not to get more paladins, so probably these guys never go out either. Like, you're just taking up a slot here. You're never... I don't know how the reserve works, but you're never going out. So, go away. Probably the paladins get the same treatment. I don't think I can afford to start another stack of ranged units that I will never take out, because I'm waiting forever for them. I think these ones I probably want to buy, and obviously these 2 I want to buy. Can I summon them directly in here? Like, this is 32. Oh yeah, because everybody's at home, right? Okay, we'll take 12 hedge knights. And then I'm gonna need to wait for more money here, or I could buy some. What do I have? I have 140,000. All right, let's spend 10 grand. Maybe 20 grand here. 20 grand of our personal funds on the crusade is okay. Okay, now we got a decent stack of these guys. I've not seen any more rangers since, but maybe we replace the rangers with the bellflower fighters, because you guys have 82 hit points, 16 AC. These guys have 44 hit points, 13 AC. So the bellflower fighters are a lot more flimsy, fragile than the rangers. So we need about twice as many of them for it to make sense. Plus 16, 13 to 20, plus 21, 19 to 26. All right, so they are strong. They do have more attack. I still can't afford this. God, that's expensive. All right, we'll wait a day or 2, and then we'll buy up the bellflower fighters. And we might search for new units. I would love to have these axe hunters too, but only 14 of them. And no guarantee I can get any more. I don't know if I invest in this right now. I think I need to focus on the stuff I already have. Like, I don't have unlimited finances, so I got to choose. Man, this part of the game is a little bit hard. I guess there's a way to get more slots here, which I definitely need to do. I like the axe hunters. Those hit points and the damage, I'd really like to have like a big ass stack of them, but I've made some choices here, right? I guess I could buy them, and then hang on and hope to get more, but you know what? It's a long game. We've got another 150 hours to this game. They'll come back if they're meant to be. I think we can't afford them right now. And we need to save for these guys as well, for the fighters. So once I get this stack, that'll be 26 plus 17, 36, 43. I think I need double here. So we need that's 74. We need 74 fighters to be as tanky as 37 rangers, unfortunately. Ugh. Yeah, I'm spending every dollar I have on the crusade, as soon as it comes in, but that's the game, right? That's what you got to do. We did make this group a little bit stronger with the addition of the clerics, but I might swap them out before we move out. I'm not 100% on that. And there's no gang coming towards us right now, so we'll go back to the party. The party is ready to head into the Hell Knight's outpost. Oh, you know what I just realized? God damn it. I didn't bring Regil with me, so it doesn't matter. Whoops. Okay. Go to Villareth Ford. So that was a waste of time. All right. I think I got to wrap things up here. It's rough because we had no combat in this episode, just a bunch of lore and talking to NPCs and stuff. But I made some interesting decisions. We learned some stuff. We got some gear. It's not all bad. Next time we'll head into Chili Creek and find out what that's about. If that doesn't turn into some combat, we have other options. But that's going to be it for this time. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode, despite the lack of blood and guts and dice rolls. And yeah, hope to see you next time. Take care. Bye.